Hey everyone, and welcome back to Happy Hour with HR, a podcast about navigating corporate spaces without compromising your wellness. I'm your host, Dr. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about empathy and good leadership, and why those two go hand in hand. I want to start off by saying that there was a study that was published in Forbes magazine in 2021, so about 5 years ago, in regards to empathy and leadership. And in that article, which I'll link in the description box, in that article, there was studies that were done that came to this conclusion of empathy is the most important skill or trait. No. Oh, the most important leadership skill. I'm looking down at my notes. Y'all know I keep some notes. The most important leadership skill to have is empathy. And I'm reading the article, and they showed what a study done by Catalyst. They had a report of like what the findings, and what they found was that there was more innovation with a particular company. Ooh, hold on. Sorry about that. So what they found in that study was that more employees were being innovative within a particular company. They also found that employee engagement went up, that retention went up, which is very good because if you don't know, hiring personnel is one of the most expensive line items on a budget. So when you have to hire somebody new, that costs a lot of money. So what this data is showing from this study by Catalyst is that retention went up, meaning that people were willing to stay with the company, which is good. The study also showed that employees felt more, the environment felt more inclusive for them. And when you have an inclusive environment, you feel safe. And then another thing that they pointed out that this study showed was that it improved work-life balance. So overall, empathy, or having this particular skill set, was, something that was beneficial to not just the leader, but to the way that the whole team within a company operated. And so in previous videos, I talked about how I submitted my 2 weeks notice for this particular restaurant job. Since then, I have unsubmitted, I don't know the right word for it, but I unsubmitted that notice. And when I was thinking about whether or not I should do that, there were so many thoughts going through my head about whether or not I should stay or I should go. Long story short, I ended up staying. I decided to stay, but it was a day later, once I made that decision to stay, that I saw why I really wanted to go. And that was because of questionable leadership. And it was a situation that occurred between a manager and a non-managerial employee. And the issue that the non-managerial employee expressed to me, the biggest thing that really got to them was the fact that they felt as if the manager was being disrespectful to them. And just the way in which they were trying to relate information to the non-managerial employee. And that got me thinking again about, leadership. What makes good leadership? And it just led me down the road to empathy. Like, if you understand that as a person, I'm not going to, for example, if that manager took the time to be in that non-managerial employee's shoes, but just on a human level of I wouldn't want to be spoken to like that. So let me change my tone. let me remove myself, not necessarily remove myself from this conversation, but let us have this conversation in a private way so that you don't feel as if I'm embarrassing you and I don't feel as if I'm being disrespectful to a vital team member. So that was like the biggest concern that I received from that non-managerial team member. So overall, it just got me thinking about how empathy and good leadership just plays. They just go hand in hand. Like, because bad leadership, bad management will have the best team members that you can possibly experience leave. And that is not good for the company. That's not good for company culture. That's not good for the bottom line, budgets, all these things. And so it's important for leaders to understand that they need to understand how to be more empathetic. But the thing that happens is that when people go into work, go into these corporate spaces, jobs are like social chambers. And sometimes the social chamber can be filled with very toxic people. Sometimes they can be filled with very positive people. But a lot of times what we see is that they are a mixture of both. And unfortunately, what is elevated or what is moved to the top in the sense of like who's in leadership positions are people who have toxic personalities and overall toxic traits. And so now this toxicity level is at the top and it's going to trickle down. So that's why this Forbes study is very important, because it shows how your job, another reason why it's important is because it shows how your job has such a impact on your personal life. It has an impact on how you see yourself. It has an impact on how you move. It has an impact on overall how you are showing up in this world. And so when you find yourself around or being led by a bad leader, and a bad leader in the sense of maybe they don't know how to delegate, maybe they lack empathy, maybe they just really don't even know how to do their own job. When you find yourself under the leadership of a bad leader, what can happen is that it can literally ruin your life. So this message is really for those in leadership position, but anybody can be a good leader. You just have to be able and be willing to work on yourself. So here is some important things to just kind of like keep in mind when you are, or if you find yourself in a leadership position and you're like, okay, I want to be a great leader. What do I need to do? Well, first of all, tap into your feelings, tap into your humanity, tap into empathy. And the reason why is because, number one, when you show empathy towards your team members, you make your team members feel heard. Like I said before, I work in the hospitality industry, or hospitality sector, restaurant industry. And the key thing that is drilled into us is always make the customer or the guest feel heard. So why, as a leader, do you not extend that to your team members? Make your team members feel heard. Listen to what they're saying. I feel like people associate empathy with softness, and it's not. First of all, softness is not weakness. First and foremost, softness is just another way to showcase strength. So when people find themselves in leadership position, showing empathy is not a form of weakness. It's a way of showcasing strength to let your team members know that they are heard. The second reason why showcasing empathy is important is because it's a flow. It continues this flow of respect. If I, as a leader, am showing that I respect that my team member has a life outside of this job, then my team member is going to distribute that respect back to me. I'm trying to do like an infinity thing with my hand. But that team member is going to distribute respect back to me because they know that I respect them. So they are going to respect me. And, it's just a constant flow of respect. And then if you have a team member that respects you, you have a good team member on your side. Because that means that they'll ride for you. Okay? And they won't let you fall on your face as a leader. Because you are not letting them fall. Because, again, they respect you. And the third reason why empathy is good to have and practice as a leader is because it shows trust. Like I mentioned in the second point, if a team member can trust you, you have just did something to elevate the business so much. But once a team member feels like that they can't trust you, that you're not looking out for their best interests, why the fuck would they care about you as a leader? Like, why the fuck would they care about your responsibilities as a leader if you don't even care about their responsibilities as a team member that go beyond this job or may even include the job? For example, at this particular restaurant, there is a manager there that has this mindset or this mentality of let them figure it out. Now, I can get down with the good let them figure it out session. But when time is of the essence and I need you to lead me, I don't need time for a lesson right now. Not that type of lesson. I need the answer right now. Just like you would need me to do something right then and that moment, I need you to assist me right then and that moment. And so when that particular manager or any type of manager like that is not willing to assist a team member in their time of distress, that shows a lack of empathy. Like, there's ways that you can teach people, but when they are already stressed out about, again, this is for the restaurant industry, but again, it can apply to any industry. When they are already stressed out and they see that their manager does not care that they are stressed out, you not only created an enemy, but you have just also created you have just weakened your team because that level, that trust is broken. I can't trust you to be concerned with how I feel. Therefore, I don't trust you as a leader. I don't trust what you say to me. I'm not going to do what you ask me to do. And so it's important to understand that good leadership really does start at looking at one's empathy level. If you feel like you have a very low empathy level, you're going to have a hard time leading your team. And that's just my opinion. I feel like you're just going to have a very hard time leading your team unless you understand how to be more empathetic. And I just want to reiterate, empathetic or showing empathy is not a form of weakness. That is another way to showcase your power and your strength. So just to kind of wrap it up, the reason why I feel like empathy goes hand in hand with good leadership is because one, it makes team members feel heard. 2, it shows a flow of respect or creates a flow of respect. And 3, it showcases trust between managers and non-managerial employees. So that is about it for me, y'all. Leave your comments in the comment section below because I would love to hear your thoughts. And thank you for watching Happy Hour HR. Bye.